Good afternoon. Welcome to each one of you and the entire audience to the session on tourism of this year's TICON. And I take pleasure in introducing to you a galaxy of excellent speakers who are here this time to talk to us regarding the perspectives of tourism and the problems what Kerala tourism is having now. And they'll just share their perspectives. We have an excellent speaker range today with Mr. Krishna Teja IAS, the Director of Tourism Department itself, who's addressing us. Mr. Gobinath Parel, the founder of Blue Yonder. Mr. Sejo Jose, CEO and founder of Marvel Tours. Mr. Siddharth Dominic, CEO of CGH Earth Wellness. I'll just give a brief outline of the agenda for this session, and we'll just give a quick overview regarding the sequence of events. Mr. Krishna Teja IAS will be talking to us regarding the caravan tourism project, which he himself has brought into the limelight. Secondly, Mr. Sejo Jose will be talking to us on the private villa stays, the new normal. Thirdly, Mr. Siddharth Dominic will talk to us regarding wellness and the various forms and impacts that has got in the upcoming tourism world. Finally, Mr. Gobinath will talk to us regarding the climate resilient and climate responsibilities destination. So TICON is truly blessed to have the gracious presence of all four of you. So without taking more further time, I now invite Mr. Krishna Teja IAS Director to kindly step in and present and talk about the topic caravan tourism. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anand. First of all, a good afternoon to all of you. In fact, most of the people here are part of my family, the part of the family of tourism, Mr. Siddharth, Mr. Sijo and everyone, and Mr. Gopinath, etc. But anyway, I want to express myself about what is caravan tourism policy. Many of the people might already be aware of that on September 15th, Kerala government has launched caravan tourism policy. So with all your permission, I want to share a video which takes around 2 minutes or 3 minutes, which explains about the caravan tourism.
Kerala Tourism's unique caravan tourism initiative, Caravan Kerala, with its non-intrusive mode of development, aims at enhancing the potential and attractiveness of Kerala as a tourism destination. As it takes travellers to less-known hinterlands of the God's own country, the state will witness the birth of new tourism enterprises, benefiting the local communities, as well as promoting responsible tourism activities for sustainable growth. The Government of Kerala has already published a comprehensive stakeholder-friendly caravan tourism policy, promising the visitors a safe, customized and closest to nature travel experience. It lays down the broad framework for the development of caravan tourism in Kerala, predominantly in the private sector, through incentivizing the procurement of caravans and establishing caravan parks. This public document is available on the Kerala Tourism website. What is a tourist caravan? A tourist caravan is a custom-built vehicle that will ensure enjoyable travel and stay for the tourist. It has all the state-of-the-art conveniences one can hope for. A kitchen fitted with a fridge and a microwave oven, a sofa cum bed to accommodate 2 to 4 persons, modern toilet cabins to ensure privacy, a communication link between the tourist and the driver, air conditioner, dining table, audio-visual entertainment equipment, internet facility, and charging ports inside as well as outside the caravan. Besides, it also has a GPS facility, an environment-friendly waste disposal system, and a tourism app-enabled real-time monitoring system. The caravans will adhere to the BS6 level of the pollution emission norms and carry the AIS 124 certification. Caravan parks are parking lots designed exclusively for caravans. They will have all amenities to ensure the comfort of tourists. The caravan parks will be constructed in the hinterlands of the state, whose beauty has not gained much renown. Each of the parks will be designed to be simple and suited to the geographical peculiarities of the area. It will be fitted with all the basic modern amenities. Each caravan park will have a kitchen, a dining hall, washrooms, waste disposal unit, and a reception center. Drivers' lounges will be constructed not too far away. After parking the caravans, the drivers will leave the ignition keys with authorized personnel and retire to their rooms. Members of the Responsible Tourism Unit will be entrusted with the duty of extending reception and hospitality services to the travelers. To the maximum extent possible, the workers in the park will be selected from among local residents. Caravan parks may be established as a private, public, or joint venture. Travelers will be able to experience caravanning in two different ways. In the first option, tourists can get into caravans at the airports or railway stations and have an exclusive caravanning experience across the state. Or else, travelers can avail the service at popular destinations of the state, from where they can go caravanning and explore the rustic beauty of hamlets in the inland regions. Responsible tourism, a village life experience and rural tourism packages. The rural tourism packages and experiential tourism packages of responsible tourism will be developed in areas close to each park. Thus, tourists will be able to select from a range of tour packages organized by responsible tourism. Art and culture programs will be conducted in the caravan parks in the evenings. Special attention will be paid to ensure that the tourists enjoy local cuisines. The display and sale of handicrafts and traditional objects will also be promoted. This will help create more job opportunities for workers engaged in traditional occupations, artisans, folk artists, and so on. Caravan Kerala, designed by Kerala Tourism, by yoking the modern and luxurious facilities of the caravan, the natural beauty of Kerala, and increased job opportunities, as well as financial security for local residents through responsible tourism mission packages, is a novelty at the international level. What caravan tourism opens up are paths for extending the possibilities and benefits of tourism to the seldom explored hinterlands of Kerala. When caravan tourism follows in the footsteps of responsible tourism activities in the rural regions of Kerala, it will open up local employment opportunities and ensure that a part of the profit that comes with the arrival of foreign tourists reaches their local roots. This new step will not only offer several opportunities to float fresh enterprises, but will also accentuate Kerala's presence in the global tourism sector.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and I would like to share a PowerPoint presentation to give more brief about caravan tourism. Yes. So basically the concept of caravan tourism includes two main components. One is caravans and one is the caravan parks. Of course, caravan is a part of culture in many European countries like Germany, UK, Canada, New Zealand, etc. But the caravan tourism which we are adopting to Kerala is also modified according to the needs of the tourist coming to the Kerala. Unlike in other European countries where caravans are self-driven, self-cooked, the caravan tourism here is going to be mostly of a chauffeur driven, and the food will be and other activities will be provided in the caravan park. So as I have already told you, the caravan tourism have two components, and the first component will be the caravan. So the first and the most important thing which many people are seeking for clarity is people can't modify a vehicle and call it a caravan. For a vehicle to be recognized as a caravan, it should have something called AIS 124 certification. I'm repeating, All India Automotive Indian Standards 124. This is the decision taken by Government of India under CMVR rules. Only those prototypes having AIS 124 certification, those vehicles can be regarded as caravans, and the motor vehicle departments of the concerned states will give permission only to those vehicles. So there are almost 5 certification agencies in India which gives this certification. Any bodybuilder or any original equipment manufacturer to sell a caravan, he should get this certification. Take for example, a bodybuilder name in Kochi called Voges. He is having certification for certain prototypes of ARA, that is AS 124, so he can build a caravan. Take for example, original equipment manufacturer, Bharat Bench. They got the AIS 124 certification, then they started selling the vehicle. So whether you buy it from a bodybuilder or whether you get it from directly from a showroom of a original equipment manufacturer, only thing you have to recheck is whether that prototype has got AIS 124. Why AIS 124 is very important? Because AIS 124 focus on the safety of the person traveling in the caravan. It will conduct almost 120 different types of verifications and tests before giving this certification. Any vehicle having this AIS 124 can be regarded as much safer than a vehicle which doesn't have. And as I have shown already in the figure, the caravans will have sofa set, kitchen, toilets, air condition, bed and everything, all this that I have explained in a slide. And at present, there are 3 varieties of caravans that are in the market, are going to come into the market. The first one is a 9-meter version, it's a Bharat Bench version. They got AIS 124 certification from ARAI and already they started selling. The second one is a force motor caravan. They are coming up with 2 variants. One is a honeymoon variant and one is a family variant. Honeymoon variant, 2 people can travel. Family variant, 4 people. Because they are going to launch it on 15th of December, they have shared only the layout. The original photos will be received as soon as they launch. So the first one, the Bharat Bench, and the second one, Force, are termed as caravans. That is the M category vehicles. But there is one more category which is very famous in other countries. It is camper truck. These are pickup trucks on which a body is being built. Okay, and 2 people can travel and can sleep in this. These are called as camper trucks. Like the Bharat Bench, Force and camper trucks are going to be the 3 categories. Even though camper trucks are not caravans, but all the rules, that is the camper truck should be parked only in a caravan park, and all the safety precautions and everything which caravans do will also be applicable to the camper trucks. So there are 3 kinds of vehicles, that is Bharat Bench is one, the second one is Force is one, and the third one is camper truck. However, our subsidy, that is for first 100 7.5 lakh at 15%, second 100 5 lakhs at 10%, the third 100 2.5 lakh at 5% is only for the caravans but not the camping trucks. So this is caravans include only the first 2. This is this model and this model, and if any other company comes forward with caravan, that can also get, for example, Tata comes with a caravan after 3 months, we can avail you can avail subsidy for that. But for camping truck, as of now, subsidy is not there, because the vehicle and the entire camping truck cost around 25 lakhs. Like the cost of an Innova will be the cost of a camping truck also. And this is the subsidy. The second and most important thing is caravan park. See, many people are having a doubt, what should be the construction of caravan park? My suggestion, or our Kerala tourism's vision is, the construction in the caravan park has to be as minimum as possible. In fact, you are going to make the tourist to not only enjoy the luxury of caravan, but also experience the nature as nature in the caravan park. So the caravan parks has to be as close to nature as possible. First, there should not be any concrete constructions, or concrete constructions has to be avoided as much as possible. The second, what all are the minimum things required in the caravan park? First, you need a kitchen and a dining area. You need a small housekeeping area, and you should have 2+2 toilets. like two for the men, bathrooms, two for the men and two for the women. For example, if in a caravan park there are 4 park bench vehicles, 4 and 5 or 6 camping trucks, maybe the tourist coming in the park bench may not use the bathrooms in the caravan park because already the entire facilities are there in the park bench. But in force motor, you have only toilet facilities, but bathing facilities won't be there in the first model because of the size of the vehicle. The same with the camping truck. So the tourists coming in the smaller versions, they will use the common bathrooms for freshening up and other activities. So you should have a proper bathrooms. Along with that, you should have an STP tank to suck the waste from the camping truck or caravans. You should have electricity. You should have water facility, etc. So these are the basic requirements, but the concept is very clear that it has to be as close to nature as possible. Now, possible itineraries. Many people are having a misconception. They are of the opinion that caravans are going to replace Innovas, and from airport a tourist will travel in a caravan to Munnar, Thekedi, Kumarakam, etc. So it is absolutely false. Our intention or my trade's intention is not that. Our intention is not at all to replace Innovas or anything, but our intention is use caravans from a destination to travel to an unexplored destination. Take for example Munnar. A tourist is staying in Munnar for 2 days. He can then take a caravan, then go to Marayur, do caravaning and camping in Marayur for 2 days in a caravan park, and then come back to Munnar. Or for example, a person is staying in Kumarakam. He can, from Kumarakam, take a caravan park, take a caravan, go to Vagaman, stay there for 2 days in caravan, then go to Thekedi and get dropped there. So our ultimate objective of caravan is from the airport or from a major tourism destination, you can go to a more picturesque virgin caravan park, go there, do the camping and come back. So that the unexplored destination will get some economy and the person traveling in the caravan will get more experience. It means if a tour operator from Kerala in future, if you go to any exhibition or if he faces any tourist, he can tell that, see my dear, please come to Kerala. I will provide you 1 day of houseboat and backwater experience. I will provide you 2 days of caravan experience in a beautiful caravan park. I'll provide you 1 day of Genji Lodge experience. I'll provide you 1 day of beach resort experience. I'll provide you 1 day of city experience. So our tourist operators can provide different experiences along with already existing experiences. Caravan is going to be one more different experience. So I have just shown possible itineraries, like from Kumarakam to Vagaman to Thekedi can be one itinerary. Or from Kannur Airport to Wayanad can be one itinerary. From Kannur Airport to Wayanad to 3 different caravan parks can be itinerary. So itineraries are open-ended. Anyone can develop their own itineraries. And we have recently opened a registration link for those people who are interested to enter into this. Can register for caravans and caravan parks. If anyone want to avail the subsidy under caravans, so they have to register here. And soon after a person completes the caravan park, our team will visit and get it registered. As soon as it is registered, it will be displayed in our Kerala tourism website. So this is the brief about caravan tourism. And if you permit me, I would like to share one more video.
Okay, if it can be quick, that can be done. Voice.
Good morning.
So nice. Very good.
Mama, कितना बड़ा हाथी?
caravanning.
So this is a new commercial which we are going to launch from December for caravans. So thank you so much. I'm done with the caravan policy explanation.
Mr. Krishnateja. Just one quick question, because even though we are short of time, tourism has got a low demand period and high demand period. Do you have any strategy to the stakeholders for during this low demand period based on the investment? You're mute.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
See, tourism has got a low demand period as well as a high demand period. So do you have any particular strategy to the stakeholders during this low demand period? Can you just give a quick answer?
Yes, we have two strategies now. One strategy is for bringing the inbound. We are going with something called reassurance strategy. Like now there is a new trend that is starting. The people who are vaccinated in Europe are very concerned about the rising number of cases. Now they are trying to come to different destinations and stay there for 1 month or 2 months and go back after the cases control. So we are going to have a slight reassurance strategy for bringing the inbound. So we already started that campaign. Okay, so after seeing that reassurance, they can come and stay in all of our hotels for 15 days or 1 month and they can go back. That is one strategy we are using. And the second strategy is like domestic strategy. So that is again state-wise. Like for the North India, one strategy we are using is change of aid, especially in the northern part of in the Delhi, Western Europe, etc. So Angana, we are following different strategies for the different states.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Krishnadev. That's an excellent talk with great insights and many opportunities. So I hope this will be very useful for the Thai entrepreneurs who are in this. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.